Today we are going to be playing at the Brown Acres Golf Course. This was shot number 3. I actually had a group let me play through, and I didn't get to set down my tripod to record the tee shot and the second shot. With a nice up and down to save par, we head into hole number 2 and we hit a nice draw to set us up for a good second shot. With our second shot, we had a short distance in, and this was straight into the wind, and when I hit this, I thought it was going to be good, but the wind ended up pushing it way left. During this round, you will see that I was actually wearing a Bluetooth mic, and it actually did not connect the entire round, and, well, I had to use my iPhone audio this entire match. Watch closely, you can see my mic fly off my shirt.
We have 173 left. The wind is now behind me, so I'm gonna hit an 8-iron. I had just recently hit off mats, and I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but after I hit off mats, I tend to pull the ball. Not really pull it, but hit like a 10-yard draw and everything. And funny story, throughout high school, I always played this like 10-yard draw, and I started thinking about it, and I really think it's because our everyday practice was on those mats, and I just played on those mats again. So I blame the mats for having a draw. Slight little uphill lie here, but I'm actually going to do play right edge of the green and let this thing draw into here. I know I said I didn't want to play that draw, but let's do it. Wind behind us now. Oh, I didn't play it far enough right. We're on the green though.
During this round, I couldn't really seem to set myself up for a good scoring position. I ended up hitting a lot of bad putts during this round, and you will notice that. I ended up actually 3-putting this hole, and that's a pretty disappointing score considering I put myself in a pretty good position hitting 8-iron into this green.
Not too bad. This hole's playing 191 yards. Cannot go right or left. You really just want to hit the green here. That tree on your left really causes a problem for chips. I'm going to aim right edge because I seem to be playing a draw today. And let's just swing through this pretty confidently and hit our shot. Could be good. That's good. That's either pin high or right on the back fringe, and the flag's in the back, so good shot.
Getting a par on this hole is actually really, really good. I'll take that any day of the week. There's a sign that no one wants to see. This was the worst drive of the day. I absolutely duck-hooked this. Thankfully, this course is wide open, so I left myself in a good position just to hit a nice layup with a 7-iron.
Perfect. I got 150 in.
This shot was actually really important, I believe, because it gained my confidence a little bit in hitting a nice pure iron shot, and I believe it helped out hitting this 9-iron close to the hole. This shot ended up being my best shot of the day by far. It was pured 150-yard 9-iron technically, but into the wind I stuck it about 10 feet. However, my putting was absolutely atrocious this day, and sadly, this was not my worst part of the day.
Dang. Alright. Take a par. Well, we are on hole 6 now. The swing is feeling okay. I've missed a couple of opportunities, like 2 10-footers for birdie, and 3 putted. So kind of hurting ourselves right now. Wow, we missed that right. We'll see where that ended up at. 230 yards out. Wind behind us.
This is a perfect example of a good miss. I like to say when you can make your misses better, your scores are going to drop, simply because I hit this terribly. However, I didn't put myself in too bad of a spot for this next chip.
Stay at 1 over if I make this. There it is.
I ended up striking this tee shot pretty well. However, I went a little too far and put myself at a rough angle for my second shot. Where I'm at with this second shot, I knew I was going to be fighting for a par. I hit this second shot really well. However, I left myself with a 75-foot putt, and it was a quadruple breaker. With another 3 putt, we ended up going 2 over after this hole, but check how this putt goes in. Now, this is a perfect example of just beating yourself on the golf course. I hit a terrible putt here, and my next putt was easily the worst putt of the day.
This part 4 if I get a hold. Wind in the face, it'll actually help me. I'm gonna aim right at that tree, let this draw that I've had all day play, and hopefully be on the green or very near it.
I love hitting this tee shot on this hole. I was honestly surprised I did not hit the green.
Oh, that's good. That is really good. Oh my goodness, we may just hit the green. That's a pretty tough chip. We got the wind working with it, so we'll fly this up in the air, get it on that top shelf.
This chip sums up the day.
Hard, go. Man, I chunked that. I chunked that bad.
This hole pretty much sums up the day. I ended up 3-putting and having a bogey from 50 yards out. I wanted to do this outro in the car simply because of how windy it was today. Overall, we had a good time. It was pretty tough considering we were playing in like 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts the entire time. We shot 4 overs, which is something I am not too happy with, especially playing this short of a course. Overall, we didn't hit our tee shots too good. We didn't putt very good either. So that right there is enough to shoot over par. You have to hit some pretty decent tee shots and you have to make a couple of putts to obviously shoot
even or even under par. But anyways, we had a pretty good time. This is the first time I've ever recorded everything myself. Originally I planned on shooting on my big camera, but I forgot to clear my SD cards and I just went on a pretty big photography trip, so I kind of failed there myself, but ended up recording everything on the iPhone. I think it looks pretty good overall. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you would like to see anything different or a different way of recording, a different camera angle, if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave those down in the comments. And I appreciate it, and I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.